We all good. All right, we back with a special episode of TNT. Well, today it'll be called TNJ because we got Josh Raphael. He's actually another host of another podcast called Highly Anticipated. Y'all go make sure I put the at and his at after I edit this video. So, how you doing, bro? How's everything? Where you at?
Doing good, man. Doing good, man. How about yourself?
I'm chilling, bro. Just trying to wait this little COVID stuff out, see what's up with
Yeah,
our season and everything. See how they gonna do us. Did us dirty last year.
yeah, I hear that. I hear that, bro.
That's good. We're gonna get hot right into it. First off, we're gonna start off talking about the first college football playoff rankings. Um, we looking at the same thing. I don't really see anything crazy besides how low BYU is. That's really my major one. The first four is like we all knew that was gonna happen, but BYU being at 14 and being undefeated is kind of iffy. But what
Um,
you think? What you think?
I mean, I agree with that. They haven't lost a game. But personally, I think it's because, their strength of schedule, most likely.
Yeah,
Um, but still, I mean, you look at teams like, Cincinnati, Northwestern, I mean, they're still up there and it's not like they're playing powerhouses, you know what I mean?
right.
So I don't think BYU should have dropped that low. But then again, Oklahoma just beat Oklahoma State. You know, Iowa State just beat Texas. So I could kind of see why, those teams kind of made that jump.
Mhm.
But I think BYU should be in the top 10, at least over Northwestern, in my opinion.
I agree with that. BYU should be higher but I was watching. I had just finished a video watching about the five takeaways from the first college football playoff rankings, and if you look at Oklahoma's and Iowa State's like schedule, it's not pretty. It's like they have the strength of schedule. And I think Oklahoma was like 99th in the nation, and
Mm-hmm.
BYU was like 97th in strength of schedule. But they've been, and it's not like BYU is barely beating teams. Like they're they're murdering
Yeah,
teams.
they're
Like
dogging them.
there's never, I don't think they've had a close game yet. Let me see, because they killed my team. Oh, they dropped 50 on Boise State.
Yeah, and Boise State's usually good every year.
Right.
Yeah, they've
And
been killing.
look
They've
at
been
this,
killing
bro.
guys.
Let me
But
go.
then again, like I said, like you look at, I guess because none of the teams they're playing, at least from looking at that right now, none of the teams are ranked.
Right.
So, I mean, I'm pretty sure they factor that into that. And I mean, I totally agree with Oklahoma's and Iowa State's probably their strength of schedule is not too good. But then again, like I said, Oklahoma beat Oklahoma State, and Oklahoma State was, I believe they were ranked pretty high when Oklahoma beat them.
Yeah. When they first, because they were supposed to, I saw them as my sleeper to sneak into the top, to the playoff, but they lost to
They
who
lost to
they
Texas, I
was
believe.
that it? Yeah, it
And
was
oh yeah, they lost to Texas and Oklahoma State. Yeah,
right.
I mean,
But
and
if
what you call it?
Oklahoma,
Yeah,
yeah. But if you look here, bro, if they would have, I think they still could have went 9-0 with this schedule, bro. Because it's like, besides their game at Minnesota would have been real good, but
yeah,
and Utah is iffy some years, but every other team, not worried about Mizzou. Houston is all right. No, they would have dogged Northern Illinois, but
I
this
think that,
schedule,
like you said, the Minnesota game would have been a really good game.
yeah,
But I just think it's just tough, this year with the rankings because most of these teams are just playing in conference. So it's
right.
like,
Then you got a
a
team like
lot of the
BYU,
teams aren't ranked. Unless you're like what in the SEC. And
right?
even then, still, it's a stretch.
To be honest, and then with BYU being out of conference, is real harder to get. Even them getting a 10 game schedule was great in their aspect because like you said, they're like I told you, they're out of conference. They don't have they're independent, so they don't have
Yeah,
a conference to play in every year. But Miami's looked pretty good ever since the debacle against Clemson. We all
yeah,
knew that was gonna happen, but they've been playing good. De'Aaron King is great. I don't know how he's not in the Heisman talks,
yeah.
but he's been playing some good football. Uh, Northwestern surprised me. Cincinnati is always in that group of five ranking with because that's a good conference, the
Yeah,
American.
they've been
So
they've been good. They surprised me this year. I'm not gonna lie,
right,
they surprised me, and they've continued to surprise me. But then I look at teams like we look at the top four, and we see Notre Dame, Clemson. Like I love Notre Dame, and I think they're a great team.
Mm-hmm.
But year in and year out, I feel like they just choke in the college football playoffs. Like me
Right.
seeing them at number 2, it's like I don't even think they deserve to be in it because
Mm.
year in and year out, it never fails. They get blown out in the college football playoff.
That is facts. I forgot who they played. What was it?
I remember
20.
they played Clemson and they lost. I think they lost like 31-3 or
Yeah, they got
something like
killed.
that.
But we're gonna see. It's a different team.
Yeah,
Their defense is way better.
I mean
Way
they
better.
took
So
Clemson to overtime, even though Clemson didn't have Trevor Lawrence. But
that's still a 5-star
yeah,
quarterback too.
that is true. That is
But Trevor Lawrence is Trevor Lawrence. Another one I'm surprised by is having another team I'm real surprised by is Texas A&M because they'll always be top 10 and they'll always fade out. But
yeah,
this year they've looked pretty consistent with
yeah.
Kellen Mond under center. So we gonna see how. Let me see what the rest of their schedule look like. I
Mm-hmm.
haven't even looked much into them, but yeah, they all like I said they always fade out because they always end up losing and going like right under 500 or over
Auburn,
500.
that should be a good game.
Right. Auburn is. I don't know about Auburn, bro. They
I
be
mean, you
iffy.
can't really judge them from last week. They played Bama. Like that's Bama. I can't really fault them for getting destroyed by Alabama. Everyone gets destroyed by Alabama.
Right. To be honest, play Vanderbilt, Bama. They beat
I mean,
Florida
they
by
beat
3.
Florida.
Right, and Florida looks good this year with
Yeah,
Trask and
Kyle Trask. He's been balling.
right. Arkansas. That's a good win, but they
Mm-hmm.
killed South Carolina. Beat LSU.
LSU hasn't been too good this year.
They got Auburn and Tennessee, and then would they be in the SEC title game?
I mean, is Florida? Are they both in the same like area? I'm not sure, but I don't think so.
Let me see.
I think it would be Texas A&M and Florida.
Let's see.
No, I'm tripping. It would be Alabama and
And
it might be Alabama and Texas A&M. To
I
be
don't know
honest
how
with
that.
you,
I think it's East and West, but I don't know
because
who's.
I believe Texas A&M is in. I mean, they'd be in the West. Would they not?
Let me see.
So
Los Angeles. Hmm. Okay, the East is Florida. So Florida is going to be Florida and Alabama,
yeah, it would be Florida and Alabama.
unless Bama loses, which I do not see that happening.
It would be Florida and Alabama.
Nothing really surprising. Wisconsin is officially out of the Big Ten championship. Uh, the game because they got their third game canceled because
Mm-hmm.
of COVID issues, so they're out of it. Ohio State, they got one more game to get canceled, and they're out of it too. So, do you think the committee will give them the benefit of the doubt and put them in the playoff, or do you think they'll
Yeah,
take them out?
I think they'll put them in. As
I
much
don't
as
know.
as I understand, like you got to play games, but it's like it's Ohio State.
Right.
It's Ohio State. They've been dominant year in and year out, and I truly
That's
do
true.
believe the committee would keep them in because honestly, we're gonna get that Alabama Florida matchup regardless.
The SEC
So it's
championship,
like
right?
one of them are gonna drop out.
Right.
So at the end of the day, I think Ohio State will probably get in. Hopefully, no more games get canceled.
Yeah, that's gonna be rare. Like I said, nothing crazy. I don't see no. They have. I keep hearing about Coastal Carolina. I saw on my phone today that they have the next
College
college
game
game
day.
day.
Yeah.
I looked at it, I was like,
And
man,
that surprised me too. I said
yeah,
I never heard about Coastal Carolina in football, but I mean, look, hats off to them. They're playing
they
spectacular
gotta
this year.
they in the same like vicinity as Boise State because the first time I heard about them was when I seen they field and they have like a teal field
Yeah.
and it's actually pretty tough. But so let me look up the biggest games for next week. I don't think it's college. I type so slow. Football. What's this week coming up? 14. Hmm. Anybody got any good games on? Nope.
I mean,
That's probably the biggest
A&M
game right
Auburn.
there. And yeah, I was about to say A&M and Auburn.
It's probably the biggest game, to be honest.
Ohio State, Michigan State. Yeah, it's nothing really crazy. Who does Bama play? I think Bama got their senior day, so they finna play somebody bad.
LSU, but
Well,
LSU hasn't been the LSU we know. So
that's a right, but we all knew that was gonna happen. They lose what 20 out of the 22 starters from last
yeah,
year on offense and defense.
Jamar Chase opted out.
Right,
If they're Terrence Marshall just opted out, their number one receiver. He just opted out.
right.
Just
And he was cold too. And yeah, LSU their receivers have been tough the last like 2-3 years.
for sure, sure.
So let me see. I think that's it for college football. Yeah, nothing. Like I said, nothing really crazy. No major games. Oh, it was a bowl game that got canceled today. It's nothing. It wasn't one of the New Year's Six bowls. What was it? The Sun Bowl or something? Yeah, that
Wow,
got canceled today.
that's crazy.
It was supposed to be between an ACC team and a Pac-12 team, if I'm not mistaken.
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
ACC and Pac-12. Yep. So not really missing much. Nobody's gonna say, "Hey, who wants to watch the Sun Bowl?" So
Yeah,
until they talk about the New Year's Six ones or like the smaller one or the bigger ones, I'm not trying to hear about it.
yeah,
We can move on to the NFL. NFL, listen to me when I say this. I'm tired of watching under 500 teams on Thanksgiving.
sure.
You see this? I don't want to see this on Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
I really
I
don't.
agree with you. But I don't think anyone really thought the Texans or the Cowboys were going to be this bad this year, to
I
be
mean, yeah, but the Lions and the Reds, I'm not calling them the football team. The Redskins, like,
honest.
I'm not, no, I don't want to see that.
Yeah, I hear that.
But
Yeah.
Deshaun Watson goes off against the Lions, picks them apart. Get like you see on the screen, beats them 41-20, beats the Lions 41-25. Washington beats the Cowboys. Oh Lord. Cowboys are Cowboys are Cowboys. I don't know what you do with them.
At this point, I think he tanked,
Right.
but I think
Because
at this point,
the reason I don't think a lot of people say this like they should, but I think the only reason Zeke was as good as he was is because of that line, bro. Like nowadays, you don't have to pay a running back big money because they're either gonna get hurt or the linemen are gonna get hurt and get old and retire and leave. So
I think he's getting exposed this year. They
right,
paid him all that big money, and he's not producing.
he's
You
not
know,
paying off because you're just a running back is just as good as his lineman. You give him a lineman like what was it 2017, 18? I know it's Madden, but everybody on that line was 90 overall.
yeah, for sure.
That line was OD.
Yeah, they were.
That was too packed. Dolphins continue to look good. They're in a sticky situation with the Tua and Ryan Fitzpatrick situation. I personally thought they were going to sit Tua out the whole year just to be safe and let Ryan, because I think Ryan was on his last year, his contract, if I'm not mistaken. So I would have thought you let him sit out and make sure he's completely healthy and get better mentally behind Ryan Fitzpatrick. But it's looking good. They get the dub against the winless Jets.
Yeah.
Any takes on that game?
I mean, I'm a Dolphin fan, so
Yeah, that's what I was asking.
me, I thought like I totally agree with you. I thought we should have sat him their whole year, let him just recover and come back next year and get a good draft pick. Because I believe, I'm not sure if it's the Texans pick, but I know we have a projected top 5 pick. Well, it depends on how the team finishes.
Yeah, it's the Texans
So,
from Larry Tunsil,
yeah,
whatever the lineman. It's
yeah.
that pick.
So I knew, I was like, okay, we could just rest him and we'll be a mediocre team this year. And I think the Dolphins surprised themselves, with how we've been playing, because I believe we're sitting second in their division right now.
Behind the
Behind
Bills.
the Bills. So I just think the only issue is I think we just need to have a consistent quarterback going forward. I know Fitz played because I believe his thumb was hurt, so I believe we didn't play because of that. But I just think going forward, we need to have a consistent quarterback, because the other week when we were losing, I forget against who we were playing, but I remember we were down 13-20, and he takes Tua out. And I'm like, you can't be doing stuff like that. He's a young quarterback. He has to learn to be able to come back and persevere through.
Let him struggle.
Exactly. So I just think that shoots his confidence up, because it's like, okay, like when we're down and we're behind, you're not giving me the opportunity to perform.
Right.
And I mean, he's been a great Flores has been a great coach so far. It's just that's the only issue I have is, look, if we're gonna say Tua is the guy, you stick with him going forward.
Go all the way with it. Don't be iffy when y'all down by this amount of points when
Yeah,
y'all need him to play good. Yeah, I
sure.
feel you for sure. But after they signed all them people, they had no chance but to be good. They were just handing out money. They almost became the Miami Patriots. They signed all them Patriot players.
Yeah.
I thought the Dolphins were gonna be good, but I didn't think they were gonna be this good. So we're gonna see how they move forward. Patriots get the dub off a last second kick against the Cardinals. Cardinals have been inconsistent all year, in my opinion. I think they started off 3-0, lost the next two, and then they won 3 more, and then they've lost the last 2. So I don't know what's up with the Cardinals. Their receiving core is ridiculous, but they did not have Fitz this past game. I think he either was in close contact with somebody who had COVID or he had it himself.
Yeah.
So we're gonna see he's probably gonna retire after this year. Well, I would think he would. You never know.
But you never know with him.
Right. He's been saying it's been rumors he was gonna retire for the past 3-4 years. He's still ain't retired. So Vikings get a huge win against the Panthers. They're still in playoff contention, as well as the Patriots. Nothing really too crazy. Kirk Cousins continues to be inconsistent. He had a good game. It's some games he looks like a top 5. Oh yeah, I was getting to him next. It's some games he's like a top 5 quarterback and then a bottom 5 quarterback.
Yeah.
And this game was one of them top 5 games.
Yeah.
But Justin Jefferson, he looks like with Burrow getting hurt, I think he's a front runner for Offensive Rookie of the Year.
Yep.
My top 3 would probably be him, the running back. Is it James Robinson, running back from Jacksonville? And then I'd put Herbert in there. I got to.
I mean, I don't think the guy by the name. I don't think he's top 3, but I think if he keeps playing the way he's playing the rest of the year, I think he'll make a name. From the Redskins, Antonio Gibson. I think if he
the running back,
if he keeps playing the way he's playing, I'm not saying he'll win it, but like just he'll put his name in there.
Right. Justin Jefferson leads the games with 2 touchdowns, 7 catches for 70 yards. It's translating great into the league. Hasn't really had a bad game.
I mean, he'll have games where it's just but you gotta understand, because I don't believe Adam Thielen played last game, but normally he has Adam Thielen, on the other side of him. So it's like, some games he'll kind of have breakouts, and obviously some games, just won't be there.
Right. So who you think? Okay, let me word this right. This is a loaded receiver class, obviously, and it's been talked about as one of the best. It might be the best, like in the long run, receiver class of all time. With you got Justin Jefferson, Claypool, T. Higgins, Ruggs, Jerry Jeudy. It's a whole lot of good. And then like the ones who fell to the second round, like Denzel Mims. Who do you think is going to be like the best one coming? And don't be biased, because I know what you're going to say. Be real about it and think about their situation, because you're going to say Jeudy.
I know, but that's because I'm thinking about his situation. Like he just had a receiver throwing to him last week.
Right.
Like so, it's like.
We got to talk about that too.
Like,
that's crazy.
Drew Lock hasn't been what Denver thought he was gonna be.
Right.
So, like, as much as I know Justin Jefferson's having a great year, but like you said, Kirk Cousins has times when he looks like a top 5 quarterback. Right. Drew Lock has never looked like a top 5 quarterback. But I mean, I would say Jeudy. I'm not even trying to be biased. It's just if you watch the way he plays, watch the way he can. I remember there was a video. He literally broke his defender, had a wide open touchdown in the end zone, and Drew Lock completely missed him. So it's like you got to understand, it's tough. It's tough to perform, when you don't have a quarterback. Like you said, being a running back, like you're not going to do good if you don't have a good line. So being a receiver, he can't throw the ball to himself, So
Facts.
I think he'll have the best career. That's just me. Henry Ruggs is good, but I just don't think. I think he's just a speed guy. I
He's
don't
up
think
and down.
T. Higgins looking good.
That's what I was gonna say. That's being biased, but realistic, he's in the best situation out of all of them.
T.
Because you think about it, like quarterback wise,
Yeah, for sure.
you think about him or
I don't know because Joe Barrow has so much time to develop. Like,
right, and he's the youngest out of all the
yeah,
quarterbacks the receivers have. So I just hope Burrow's injury ain't as bad, and I hope he don't sit out as long as I think he will, because it's he pulled a Sean Livingston, to be honest with you. He blew out everything in that knee. I
I
don't
think
feel
him
sorry
being
for him, bro.
him being a quarterback, like I think he'll be all right. Because I think he's starting to learn. Especially after getting hurt. I'm sure he's learning to kind of protect himself a lot more. Because a
Right,
lot during the season he's been like putting himself in harm's way. So I
right.
think he's learning. He's not like Lamar Jackson, where he relies. He's on his feet. He has a great arm. He's a great quarterback. So I think he'll come back even better. I think he'll just
I
use
hope
that as
so.
motivation. And get even better. Honestly.
I told myself a couple of days ago, I'm like, my first time betting on something in sports, like legally,
Mm-hmm.
is Joe Burrow winning comeback player of the year. Because
Yeah.
if the Bengals do what they're supposed to do, this is gonna sound very biased, but I think they can be a top 5 team in the next
Oh, for
4 to 5 years if they do what they're supposed to do. If they get
Depends
Burrow
on
some linemen and some corners on the defensive side, it's over with, because everybody on the defense is young. They besides Geno Atkins, who's about to be on his way out of here soon. The way he's been, like, it's weird with him, because he you could tell he's like, you can tell he wants to leave, but he doesn't want to say it. Like, he doesn't want to do what Carlos Dunlap did. So on the defensive side, everybody's on the younger, like under 30 type stuff. So if you get some corners and get Burrow some offensive line help, it's over with.
yeah, for sure.
That's just how I'm looking at it for real.
Yeah, I think so too.
Browns continue to. I hate the Browns so much because it makes me mad because they win, but Baker Mayfield sucks so bad. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
he's not it, and he gets backpacked by the running game so much. He has 2 Pro Bowlers in the backfield. Like, how do you barely beat the Jaguars? How do you? I
Yeah.
don't get it. I don't understand it. I don't get it. Titans. Derrick Henry continues to show why he's the best running back.
Insane.
45-26 against a good Colts team. The Colts are going to be decent. They're not going to win the division, obviously, because of the Titans. But I like the Colts. I just don't know what they're going to do at quarterback. If they're going to keep Brissett, if they're going to draft him. They still got Jacob Eason, the one from UW, University of
Yeah.
Washington, out of the draft. So I don't know what they're going to do.
Yeah. They got
Their defense is cold too.
Jonathan Taylor hasn't been bad either.
No, he has it out of this I'm not gonna say lackluster because it's not their fault, but this smaller, let's say smaller running back class this year. Um, never thought I would be able to live the day to say this. Bengals lose to the Giants. It's 19-17. This is ridiculous. In bigger news, Daniel Jones strains his hamstring. I know how he feels
Yeah.
because that
I
is
mean, the Giants are number one right now in their division. So that's
four.
that's even funnier.
That's ridiculous,
They're number
bro.
one right now, being
And
4-7.
And think about it, bro. Like the 49ers are they last in their division at 5-6? I think they're last. So
Mm-hmm.
think about it. Imagine if the Giants the get the playoff spot over the 49ers at 4-7. If I'm a 49er, I'm protesting it for sure.
It's ridiculous.
There's no way in hell y'all should be 4-7 or
And
whatever they end the year with and make the playoffs. No, there's no way. No.
it's ridiculous.
Bills continue to Bills are like Bills are slowly becoming a top 5 team to me. Their defense is cold. Their receiving core is ridiculous. And Josh Allen, even though he's been like, I don't want to say down, but he's been like average the last couple of weeks
Yeah.
than where he started off at the beginning of the season, which was on fire. The Bills still look good.
Yeah.
Running game is good. Obviously, the passing game is good. You had before Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce spazzed yesterday, you
Yeah,
had Stephon Diggs leading the league in receiving yards. So the Bills look good.
they
What
do.
you?
They do.
This was a surprise of the week to me. Falcons.
Yeah, that and Todd Gurley was hurt too, and I'm sitting
Right.
at the score like, what is going on? Like, that's just that's because what didn't the Raiders give the Chiefs their only loss this year or like
Yes.
so
And they
I'm
almost gave
sitting
them their second loss if it wasn't for Mahomes going into Mahomes' bag.
yeah, like I'm sitting here and I'm just like it's just the inconsistency with some of these teams is just ridiculous. Like
Right. That's big
43-6 to the
time.
Falcons, that should not be happening. You're beating arguably like to me, even though the Steelers are undefeated, I think the Chiefs are the best team in the league. That's just my
I
opinion.
see. I think that too because it's Steelers. We can look at the Steelers schedule a little bit later, but the Steelers haven't really like played nobody.
I
They're
just
only they're only the hardest games they played are the Titans and the Ravens. I think,
mhm.
if I'm not mistaken.
And even the Ravens haven't been the Ravens from like they've been, they've been
Right.
kind of average, honestly, the past couple games.
They just get lucky with that defense. That's
Yeah.
all it is. Uh, the Rams lose to the 49ers 23-20. I don't know if it was this week or no, it was last week. I don't know who the Rams played. Let me see. But they said Aaron Donald did not have one stat like at all, and I don't think he was double teamed either. Let me see.
What?
Rams schedule. I thought it was Cap, and then I looked at it. He had not a tackle, not a quarterback hit, nothing. Let me see. Who did they
That's
play last week? Let me see. But while that's loading, we can still go through them. Like you talked about earlier, Broncos did not have a quarterback. All four of their quarterbacks were out with COVID-related issues. Correct me if I'm wrong. They bring in a receiver off the practice squad who just so happened to play quarterback at Purdue in college. I think he went 1 of 9
I
for
think it's Wake
11
Forest.
yards.
Yeah, I think it's from Wake
It was
Forest.
Wake Forest. See, I
Yeah.
always get them,
Yeah. They have
Purdue,
the same colors.
and Vanderbilt. I always get them mixed up.
But here's what doesn't make sense to me. So, and this kind of showed me something about the NFL. Like, a lot of this stuff is for ratings, man, because it's like the Ravens and the Steelers, they pushed the game back to Wednesday. They kept pushing that game back, pushing that game
Right.
back. So
And they
you're
didn't even
telling
try to
me,
push this one
and
back.
that's because Lamar Jackson tested positive for it.
Right.
So you're telling me this team didn't have one quarterback, and you guys could not have postponed that game.
They just said the Saints gonna win regardless, but
I
you
mean,
got to make it. You got to make it fair.
like
You got
you
to make it
literally
fair.
made them get a practice player who they said was in sales like a couple months ago, like that
Right.
played receiver in college. You didn't like what?
It's crazy, bro. That's crazy. I don't like you said. The NFL is for ratings. You don't get. They have moved that game twice. This is the second time now because they pushed it back from Sunday
They
to
are you talking about the Ravens game?
yeah, the Ravens and
They
the
pushed
Steelers.
it from it was supposed to be Thanksgiving.
Oh,
And
right. And they
they
moved it to
pushed
Sunday
it to Sunday. Then now I think they pushed it. I
to
want
win
to say
tomorrow.
they pushed it to Tuesday.
It's tomorrow.
And then, but I swear I saw something that said they pushed it to Wednesday. I might be tripping. I don't know, but
No, I'm finna look it up.
I thought they
think
said they
is it
pushed it to
tomorrow?
Wednesday. I said, who? I said, y'all really finna play a game on a Wednesday?
On a Wednesday, bro. Because
Yeah,
that's a short turn. That's a short turnaround.
oh,
It's tomorrow at It's during the day now. It's like 3:40 or something.
Yeah, they pushed
They
it.
got man. That is crazy. I never thought about it that way. That's a very valid point.
Yeah.
Chiefs get a good win against the Bucks. See,
Brady.
Bucks are gonna make the playoffs. It's Tom Brady, and I like to see. That's why when they had this roster, I'm like the regular season doesn't matter. They're gonna make the playoffs. Because you got the Falcons and the Panthers who aren't gonna make the playoffs. Only got to worry about the Saints, and you can still get in the playoffs with that. They'll probably end like 11 and they won't. No, they probably won't win 4 straight.
10-6 maybe.
I was about to say I'll give them 11-5, 10-6. Tyreek Hill goes nuts in this game. Yeah, he went crazy. What was it? 270 something?
Yeah.
19 catches, 270 and 2 touchdowns. It was 3.
Are you saying in the first half or like just altogether?
altogether.
He
I
had
know he had.
he had like 13 catches, like 269, 270, and 3 touchdowns.
That's ridiculous,
Ridiculous.
man. Um, we can talk about the Bears. The Bears started off looking like a top 5 team to me.
And
What was it, like the first 4 or 5 weeks? And they've looked like the bottom 5 team to me the past 5 or 6 weeks. It's classic Bears. Normally they're better during the regular season, but their quarterback play has been
Mitchell Trubisky, Nick Foles, they don't know what they want.
right.
They're swapping them boys like it's nothing. They don't know what they want.
They say, hey, just get out there.
Yeah.
And we'll figure it out. Monday Night Football game is between the Seahawks and the Eagles. We're not even going to waste time on talking about that. I got the Seahawks by 10, maybe even 20. What you got?
I would probably say 14, 2 14. Touchdowns. Yeah, I think so. Good. Because Carson Wentz has been underachieving. I think they need to start Jalen Hurts. I think you move on from the Carson Wentz train and you start Jalen Hurts, because what is the point of drafting him? Like, your quarterback is not playing well. So not playing well, you need to try something else. And it's not, you guys have a legitimate shot to make the playoffs because of the division that you're in.
Right.
Why keep playing with Carson Wentz, who throws, I think he has the most interceptions in the league. Like, this man's like throwing out candy. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, you get a ball, you get a ball, you get a ball.
Right. You see the interception you had last week, bro?
Yeah.
I could have threw a better pass than that. I'm not going to lie to you.
Man. Like,
that was trash.
Start Jalen Hurts. You drafted him. You know why you guys drafted him. Start him.
Yeah, that's fine.
Even honestly, start him. Light a fire under Carson Wentz behind. Like, start him.
Right. Because if somebody start and he can feel like the same thing that happened with him in Tua. You see he's playing bad. Yeah. Put him in, and then as soon as he got to Oklahoma, he started playing different. Get
this man motivation.
Yeah, I think they knew he was either going to get hurt or he was going to be very consistent. So I think with drafting Jalen Hurts what was it, early second round, late first round?
Second round early.
Yeah, because he wasn't supposed to go that early. Because in that draft, a lot of teams, all the like teams that needed quarterbacks was early first round, and they already drafted them. Yep. So I was like, Jalen Hurts. I said, oh,
surprise!
They need receivers. That's the first thing they should have drafted.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna let you pick. We can either go in the NBA or we can go college ball, because we already know which one we're gonna spend the most time on. So you pick.
I think we should go NBA. I want to go
NBA. All right, bro. We can knock that out. If this moves, and I can get this out the way. Hold up. There we go. All right. Besides the Los Angeles Lakers, who is your biggest winner in free agency? We was gonna say right now, because there's the two biggest moves we already know where people going. AD's 9 times out of 10 gonna sign with the Lakers or re-sign with the Lakers, and then Giannis, I'll give it about 6 out of 10 is gonna re-sign with the Bucks with the moves they made over the offseason. So give us your biggest winner and biggest loser besides the Lakers on the winning side.
Let me start with the loser.
Okay.
I don't want people to think I'm biased. I'm not being biased. I'm not trying to take shots.
The Clippers.
The Clippers have not gotten any better.
How niggas gonna say
they haven't. Look, they haven't got any better. They lost their 6th man of the year. I hear speculations that they're thinking about trading Lou Williams.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting like they haven't. I mean, okay, they added. I believe they got Luke Kennard. They re-signed Marcus Morris, but they haven't added.
Got Serge too.
They need a point guard. They need a legit point guard. That is their issue. They need a point guard. And Patrick Beverley, he's not like he's like a roach. Like a roach. He's just there.
He's just there to just piss you off.
He's not a legit.
The thing is, they need a playmate. That's the dude you bring off the bench, bro. You don't start him.
He's an energy guy. He's an energy guy you bring off the bench. Right. Like, come on, bro. He's not.
I was reading. I was watching a video earlier again, and the dude was making like the winners and loser thing, and he said and when it was like players and teams, and he was saying like Lonzo Ball was a loser because I don't know if you know, they traded for Eric Bledsoe and then they drafted Kyra Lewis Jr.
Mhm.
So if I'm the Clippers, I'm like, hey, we might. I mean, Lonzo ain't like top 5 point guard, not by any means, but it's better than Patrick Beverly.
Yeah, I think Lonzo would be good though. I think Lonzo's
So
he got better last year.
right, did you know he made more threes than Book? That's the
Oh
same face I made, bro. That's the
no!
same face.
Wow!
Bro, I swear to God,
Wow!
he
I
did.
didn't know that.
Look, Devin Booker, three pointers.
I didn't know that.
Let me
Wow!
see. Was it 2020?
That's a surprise.
Why is it saying
Said two.
2?
I know they
Okay,
lying.
yeah.
That's per
Oh,
game.
that's
I
per
was about to
game.
say. I know they lying.
Let me see, because it said I think Book made like 141 and Lonzo made like 147.
That's ridiculous. And they say he can't shoot.
Right. I was like, dang, I didn't even know that.
That he can't
But
shoot.
yeah, bro, that's what it was, bro. But
Mm,
yeah, Lonzo made more threes than Book last year. But
yeah.
I could see Lonzo um at the one for them. But they did draft or they drafted and traded for I know either the Nets drafted Jay Scrub or the Clippers did, and then they
The
traded
Nets.
him to the Nets. So the
Yeah,
Nets
he's
have
on
him right
the Nets.
now.
Yeah, the Nets have J Scrub.
As a player,
Or unless he's on the Clippers now. I
he
don't. But
got traded. I know he got drafted by either the Clippers and got traded to the Nets, or vice versa. And I think it's
I
vice
think
versa.
he
He
got
played for
drafted
the
by the
Clippers
Nets, and they probably traded him.
to the Clippers. Okay,
Yeah.
so I don't know if they believe in him because he could play the one for
Yeah.
sure, but I don't know if you bring him straight out of JUCO straight to the NBA.
I think you let him develop a little bit.
That's what I was saying.
He's a
Put him in the
really
G
good
League.
player, but this man, like, obviously we came from JUCO, not to knock JUCO, but obviously JUCO is not
It's
Division
not
One college basketball.
facts.
So I think you let him develop a little bit. I think he'll be a good player in the league. I just think you gotta let him develop, because the Clippers they're in a win now mode. They don't got time to be teaching people what to do. Like they gotta win now. Because if they don't win this year, they're blowing this up.
Facts. I think both of them are free agents next year.
Yep.
And that's speaking of that. That's a huge. That's huge. That's probably one of the biggest ones of all time, in my opinion.
Yeah.
We can look at I don't know if you want to look at like the bottom ones, but we can go to like 15. They kind of did a disservice to my sons. They had them at 18 in here, which is crazy. But we're gonna go at the top 15.
Yeah.
Well, we can talk about them right quick because they're my team. But
Yeah.
I like the moves they made, but the thing is, I really wanted them to keep Kelly Oubre. Like I really did. But if you had to give him up for Chris Paul, I knew they was gonna trade Rubio.
They want to make
if
the
Chris
playoffs.
Paul was on his way to that's what I was thinking. So the lineup I've been seeing a couple times is, CP3, Book, Mikal Bridges, and then Crowder at the 4, and then Aiden.
Mm-hmm.
Now you drafted Jalen Smith at 10, and he can play the 4 or the 5.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if you bring him off the bench. I don't know if you start him. I would put him at the 4 in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
But then you have, but I don't know what they're gonna do really, because you still got Cam Johnson, who's one of, people don't think that, or people don't know this yet, but he's probably one of the best shooters in the league. People just don't know it because he's a rookie. He can shoot. So I don't know what they're gonna do. It's up in the air. They got the Pelicans at 17.
Mm-hmm.
The Pelicans could be as good as they let Brandon Ingram be, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, I think Brandon Ingram's gonna be Brandon Ingram. I think he's found his wings. He's starting to spread them. I think it really does come down to the other players like Lonzo, Josh Hart. Zion's gonna be Zion.
Right.
Obviously they kind of took a step back in losing Drew Holiday, but
With defense, yep.
But I think, there'll still be a good team. It just depends on how the other players do. If Lonzo becomes the player that we remembered from UCLA, they can be something to mess with in the future because they're a very young team. But it starts with him.
That's right. Because I think all of them, when you go, because it's, It'll be Lonzo probably. Or no, I'm tripping. Eric Bledsoe. I don't know who that two would be. Would it be Josh Hart?
Yeah, he's projected to start.
Okay, and then you got
Zion's at the 4, I believe. Zion's
Zion
at
at
the 4, and then Ingram's at the 3,
and
and
then now
Steven
you got
Adams.
Steven Adams.
Yep.
And then off the bench, you still got Nicole Walker Alexander, Jackson Hayes,
Yep.
Lonzo. And all of them are young besides Bledsoe. Everybody in that starting lineup
I
is
think they said they might
young.
try and start Lonzo though. I think Lonzo's going to be the one, and they have Bledsoe off the bench.
Either way, you're fine
Personally,
because neither one of them is a bucket.
I mean, I think that works. I think Lonzo starting works the best because Lonzo's a way better passer than Eric Bledsoe.
That's
You
facts.
know?
That's a big fact.
And clearly, obviously, he can knock down shots since he made more threes than Devin Booker. So
That's facts.
yeah.
We can get back to these rankings. The Rockets were losers and winners. I give them more of a losing side because they
don't know
need
what's
to figure out
going
what they're
on.
gonna do.
I don't know what's going on in Houston.
It's like they want to play. No, let me not say that. It's like they want to win, but it's like if you want to win, there were better players to sign. And Christian Wood was going crazy. Don't get me wrong, but there's better players. If you want to win, there was way better players that you signed than Christian Wood and DeMarcus Cousins, especially an injury riddled DeMarcus Cousins.
Who know though? DeMarcus, if he come back, DeMarcus, who know that team? But I don't think that's going. If they keep Russell Westbrook and James Harden, I don't think that could work. Though. Like, I don't know how all three of them would work on the same team. I just
right, bro.
Because I'm thinking the Boogie from Sacramento. Like,
I need. Well, yeah, he was cold too, but I need the one when they played when him and AD play, bro. If they would have stayed together, they would have did some damage. I keep forgetting about the Pacers. Pacers are going to be one of them teams who get about 5 or 6 seed and get bounced in the first round, maybe upset whoever they play. And then they didn't make no crazy moves. Portland is going to be Portland. They're going to get the 7th or the 8th seed and get bounced in the first round.
They might do better. I think they underachieved last year a lot.
They always do.
I think they should be a lot better this year. I hope they are because they should not.
I don't want to hear. Right. I don't want to hear what they say. There's no Dame isn't getting no help. This, that, and the third. Dame has had the chance to leave that team multiple times.
And CJ McCollum is a buck in his own right. So
right. To be honest, I don't know what you do with the Blazers. I don't know if it's too late to trade Dame now. Well, I mean, not too late, but like nobody's going to take on that contract. And what is he like, 29, 30? So you don't take on that contract that late. But Trailblazers had so many chances to be a great playoff team.
Mm-hmm.
They could have signed and traded for so many people, bro. But it's like they're content with winning the first round and getting bounced in the second. Or I don't know what they want. And Dame is just gonna be Dame. He's gonna average 27 to 30 points every year.
Probably just need to bring another star, like a legit star.
Like who?
But who would want to go play?
I can see.
That's the only thing.
Who wants to live in Oregon is the question.
Yeah, I want to go over there.
Team, the Raptors. I forgot they got Aaron Baines. They made no crazy moves besides
they re-signed Van Vliet. They gave him a pretty big contract, but they lost Marcus All,
which is huge.
Yeah,
even though he didn't play as good as
and they lost Serge Ibaka.
Yeah, that's facts too.
Yeah.
I'm not comparing Aaron Baines to them two, but he was a reliable center when Aiden was out.
Yeah.
And he surprisingly got a 3-pointer out of nowhere. I don't know where it came from. So Raptors are gonna make the playoffs, probably a 3 or 4 seed. Golden State, you lose Klay Thompson to a torn Achilles. I feel so sorry for that dude.
They're still gonna be top 4.
Oh, for sure. I'm not taking that away from them because they can still have a 5.
Why they're 11? I don't know.
Let me see who's at 10 first, and then we can go back to talking about them. we're gonna ignore that. But the starting lineup I would do personally would be Curry, Wiggins, Oubre. They need to trade Draymond Green and just blow and get rid of him.
But I think Green fits their scheme though. Like that team is perfect for him.
I can find another team. I can find another player that fits that scheme and pay him less money if he's going to give me 6 points a game and 6 rebounds and No, I'm not doing it. He's not getting paid
And,
$25 million a year.
and then they got
3 years.
Wiseman, which
Right.
this is the first time I would say since Bogut, that I would say the Warriors have a legit center.
This is their best center they've had, and he hadn't even stepped on the court yet.
Yep.
And that's the crazy part.
Yep.
Jazz continue to be content with
They'll be mediocre. They'll make the
mediocre. I'm about
playoffs.
to say being mediocre.
Get bounced in the first round.
Now, another thing that the Jazz need to think about is if they're going to give Gobert a supermax, because I think he made All NBA this past season or the year before, and he qualifies for the supermax. Do you give him, as the Jazz GM, do you give him the supermax?
I mean, he's arguably one of the best defenders in the league, and he's proven that year in and year out.
He got to get some offense for me to give him a supermax.
I mean, yeah, but I mean, he's the best thing for them, right? He's the best thing that they have. Obviously, besides Mitchell, he's the next best thing that they have.
That's tough. He got to show me some offense.
I think they probably should, get more pieces, but now the Mavericks, they're a team.
Right. Right. And they made the right moves. Getting Josh Richardson is huge, and people don't understand it because he's a 3-and-D defender, but he takes a whole lot defensively off Luka, because Luka isn't like the worst defender in the league, but he ain't the best. He ain't even close to the best. So you get Josh Richardson, and they drafted. Did they get Tyrod Terry?
I mean, it just sucks because they kind of lost Seth Curry, but I mean, still, at least you get a 3-and-D guy.
Right. He don't shoot like Curry, but he can play defense better than Curry. So I mean, they should be all right. They should be straight. Let's see who's next. The Sixers. I hate all the hype the Sixers get because they'll be like a 5th seed and get knocked in the first round.
Yeah.
Getting Dwight Howard and Danny Green ain't nothing crazy. I don't nothing to really talk about. But the biggest move they made is getting rid of Al Horford's contract. That's the best move they could have made. And dumping that dude's contract and getting Danny Green's is great because Danny Green's get paid like 15, 16 a year. Yeah, so that was good for them.
Cleared up some money.
I don't know what they're gonna do with Simmons and him. I think you keep him and make.
I hear speculation they're trying to trade Simmons for James Harden. But I mean, I don't know. I just don't know how James Harden and Joel Embiid would play together.
If Simmons and Embiid barely working, then Harden and Embiid damn sure not gonna work.
And Simmons
next team. That's what I'm saying. And Simmons actually passes the damn ball. So no. Gordon Hayward did the Boston Celtics a great favor in declining that option.
Yep.
Because I think even though they played amazing already, I think he was holding back Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum.
For sure.
In so many ways, in their touches and all that, because he didn't do anything in the playoffs. I think he averaged like 9-10 points in the playoffs.
For sure.
So
they're gonna make they're probably gonna make the Eastern Conference Finals next year.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
But I think you hand the keys
to get them over the hump, though.
That's what I was going to say. They need to get the keys to Tatum and somehow get rid of Kim. I don't like Kemba Walker on that team because you don't really need a point guard with Tatum and Jaylen Brown. You really don't.
Yeah.
You really don't. I think you get rid of Kemba. I mean, Kemba, don't get me wrong, he's been playing good, but you don't really need him.
I mean, they added
almost to the top.
We should be a big help.
What? Facts. That's probably the best center they've had in a while. No cap. This is the first thing I'm disagreeing with besides the Warriors being at 11. The Nets at 6. There's no way you have the best scorer in the NBA and then a top 5 scorer in the NBA on the same team, and you're at 6. Along with 2 people who can still put the ball in the basket whenever they want to, and Karis LeVert and Spencer Dinwiddie.
They're going to be interesting to watch.
So, and they re-signed Joe Harris, who's a top 5 shooter in the league. I don't understand it. Kevin Durant and Kyrie will be healthy. I hope so. You never know with them, especially with Kyrie. I say the only move you make if you make a trade is for Victor Oladipo, and that is it. You had a chance. You should have got Drew Holiday. The Bucks snatched him up. There's no other trades you can really make.
Yeah.
Let's get into the top 5. The Nuggets at 5.
They're good. They're a team to watch.
They lost Jeremy Grant, though. That was huge.
I mean, but no, I feel like that was fine because now it opens it a lot more for Michael Porter. Michael Porter,
They need
I
to
personally
let.
think he's a way better offensive player than Jeremy Grant, but obviously, defensively you
Oh,
kind
for
of
sure.
take a hit. But Michael
Yeah.
Porter Jr., if it wasn't for his back, he was a number one pick. That's a number
But
one pick right there.
you didn't play the whole. He played one game.
And I mean,
He
and
played the exhibition, and then he played a March Madness game, and that was it.
I
So
think
the
that's
fact that you fell right to 13, that's how you know people still believe in you. If they let him off the leash, it's over with.
and Bobo. Let Bobo. They have Bobo too.
Right.
Dude,
Give him some good minutes off the
they're a
bench.
team to watch. I really genuinely think, and I believe they drafted R.J. Hampton too. So
Ooh, I forgot about him.
really watch them. The Bucks. I don't
They
know.
made the right moves. They made
I
they
think
they would have
they
been
made the
so
right
much
move, but
better.
I don't know what it is. They need another star. I get it. Chris Middleton is an all-star, but they need another player
Like
that
that.
can put the ball on the floor and go
Get a bucket.
buckets.
Right. They would have been so much better if they would have somehow got that trade to work out with
Honestly,
Bogan,
honestly,
Bogdanovich, because you say he's gonna leave.
he's leaving after this year. If they don't,
I,
if they don't,
ooh,
if they don't make the finals, he's gone.
they're not making the finals, so hey, he's
And
going
I
to
already know where you heard he might go.
Miami. What?
No.
He's not going. The Lakers don't have money for that. I'm telling you, that's not
No,
gonna
but that's
happen.
what. Do you not hear what they said? They said, you know
What?
why AD hasn't signed his max yet? Because he's
Mhm.
waiting to see what Giannis does. If Giannis signs a one and a player option,
And the player
AD's
option.
to sign a 1 and a player option, so they have money to bring him next year.
Oh, because then they can go into the negative because they signed AD. Ooh, I didn't think about that. It could be. Ooh, I like him on the Heat though. I really love him on the Heat.
I'll take him.
But
I'll take
because
him.
then you can build around. Because Bron is gonna last like 3 or 4 more years.
Hey,
Even though he's playing at the high, we never know though. We never know.
We'll
You
take.
can start a super team with the two.
We'll take him.
I was gonna say the Lakers will be OP.
He just cancel the season. If that happens, I'm not even gonna watch a game till the finals.
Right, just take the damn title to LA and to the Lakers. They got the Heat at 3. They don't really lose anybody besides Jay Crowder, but you bring in. I don't want to say he was replacing Jay Crowder, but you bring in Precious Achiuwa, who was an amazing player at Memphis.
Yeah.
Good. He's like 6'8", so he'll fill in. They get Avery Bradley, which is huge on the defense.
Yeah, that was big. That was a big pick. I'm happy they got him. We didn't really need him. We won without him. So.
Here you go with that. Like I said, you don't really lose anybody besides Jay Crowder. Dragic comes back off of one of his best playoffs, which is huge. He averaged 19, 4, and 4, and he was their best scorer in the playoffs besides the finals, and that was Jimmy Butler who was killing them. I don't know why they have the Clippers at 2. We know how the Clippers are. I'm really excited to see if they're gonna. He averaged 16 last year. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. You got Tyronn Lue as a head coach. That could be a culture shifter. I don't know. We got to see.
They need it. They need that.
Yeah.
They need someone to be able to put Kawhi in his place. Like, bro, you can't decide when you practice, when you want to practice. Like, look, you got to – that's why they had the culture issue last year because he wasn't practicing. He was taking practice off. He was taking games off. That's why they had that issue.
Right. And they said he was, like, showing up late to flights because I guess he lived, like, 2 hours away from the Clippers.
Yeah, because he didn't want to live close. I'm like, bro, this is a team. Like, you got to be able to make sacrifices. This isn't – that's why they lost when they did.
Yeah, that is facts. And then the Lakers are gonna be number 1 after all the moves they made.
Yeah,
they're the clear cut favorite to win the title again if they re-sign Anthony Davis, which 9 times out of 10 earlier I said he's gonna resign. You bring in
100 out of 100.
We never know.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
No, I'm just saying. Listen, he was on like a podcast or whatever, and the dude was like, what did he say? He said something about like your team. He was basically saying like it was Anthony Davis' team. He was like he said that's not my team. That's basically what he was saying. But I guess he was like playing a part of
that man. If he won another way, he better resign.
Yeah, all right. This is gonna be the hardest ring.
LeBron's gonna
This is gonna be the hardest ring. Everybody's healthy. This is gonna be the hardest ring.
LeBron's gonna give him the keys. LeBron's
Okay,
eventually
that's
gonna
fine.
give him the keys to the Lakers. Like,
He can have that. That don't mean he's gonna win again. He can have that.
good chance. I'm just saying, look, if the Lakers stay healthy, I don't see a team in the league that beats them.
Brooklyn Nets. Who's stopping Kevin Durant is my question.
Who's stopping
Who's
LeBron?
stopping Kevin Durant?
Who's
stopping
LeBron?
Kevin Durant?
But who's stopping
Who's
LeBron?
stopping Kevin Durant? This isn't a debate. We're gonna move on. We're gonna move on. But we know who the favorites are right now. We're gonna see how to.
I have you come as a guest. We gonna have this debate. We gonna have it.
Oh God.
We gonna have it.
But we know who's the favorite to win as of right now is the Lakers. Obviously, after they lost. Who did they lose? You lose. Well, I'm not gonna say you lose Dwight Howard, but you lose Rondo. You lose Rondo. Danny Green, Dwight Howard.
Danny Green, that's fine. He can go.
You replace.
He can go.
Right. He can bend it, Mr. White. I could have hit that three. Now let me stop playing.
He was shooting into the ocean. I don't know where he was shooting that ball. He could go.
He's tripping. But every person you lose, you gain back, and they're even better. Mm-hmm. So Lakers are a clear-cut favorite. Them, in my opinion, it's them and the Nets. I got to see how the Clippers play because.
I think the Nets should be.
But them getting Luke Kennard is huge, though. To be honest, because Landry Shamet could only shoot threes. Now you got Luke Kennard who can do everything, get his own bucket and all that. But we're gonna see how this is gonna be the most exciting season in a while.
Yeah. It's pretty balanced.
Yeah, we can. Huh?
It's pretty balanced.
Yeah, for the first time in a while, honestly.
Yeah.
Because we know who's the favorite, but we don't know like who's gonna just coast to the finals. We don't know.
Yeah.
But it's pretty much it. Now we can get on to college basketball. This is my favorite thing to talk about 24/7. Since we're starting at Gonzaga, we can start off with the game against Kansas. Did you watch that game, bro?
Nah, I didn't watch that game.
Kansas's defense. Shout out to my dog Tyon, but Kansas's defense looked bad.
Actually, I seen some of it, and I know Jalen Suggs on Gonzaga. I seen that he was going crazy.
Crazy. First college bucket was a body.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. He caught an oop on Marcus Garrett.
Yeah.
I mean, Marcus Garrett didn't see him, but hey, a body is a body, brother. Baylor is 2-0. Iowa is as good as Luka Garza makes him.
He's an animal.
He's tough. And I really hope he's one of those players who is great at like OD in college and still is good in the NBA because I hate to see players like that. I really do. Like OD in college.
I think his game will translate.
Right.
He can step out. You know, in the league nowadays, big men can shoot. So
shoot that rock.
I mean, he can shoot the rock, you know, and he could get into post. He has good footwork. I think he'll fit in pretty good.
He's got to get better defensively.
Yeah, for sure.
Let's see. Wisconsin is at 4. This is probably the first time I've seen 3 Big Ten teams in the top 5. That's crazy.
Illinois
is, man, they got a big 3, and they got a 3-headed monster, and it's crazy because they might win the Big Ten. I don't know. They might win the Big Ten. It's up for grabs this year.
They got Adam Miller. They got Ayo.
I know you're talking. Yeah, I know you're talking about. And then you got Kofi down low. So they're a good team. They're an amazing team.
They have another pretty good guard, Trent Frazier.
Oh, that's a lefty, ain't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's tough too. So Duke, man, when I seen this dude's stat line for his first college game,
you're talking about Jalen Johnson, I believe.
Jalen Johnson, man, 20 and 20, or what was it, 20 and 19 for your first game? I'm gonna say 20 and 20. I don't care. 20 and 20 for your first game is ridiculous, bro.
He's playing like an animal.
Right. So, he had 19 points and 20 rebounds. So
this man's 18 years old, bro.
Right.
Playing like a grown.
Right. That's a grown man. He's cold, bro. Kansas only drops down 1. They bounce back with the win against St. John's. What's his name? Christian Braun makes up for his first game. Him and who was it though? Him and David McCormick didn't have a really good game. Christian Brown drops 30 in the second game.
Yeah.
And the real reason they won, or the real reason they lost to Gonzaga, in my opinion, was David McCormick's defense. It was mostly him. You had to sit there and watch it, but you got it. Well, I'm not gonna say you got to go back and watch it, but like you had to be watching it live because it was like Drew Timme was stunning McCormick all game, and I hate to say it, but it's just facts. I know he got chewed out in film too. Michigan State is at 8. They got 2 dubs. Creighton probably gonna be the best team in the Big East. Houston is 3-0. West Virginia's North Carolina. Oh, they were low. Okay.
Yeah.
West Virginia is 3-0. Villanova lost to Virginia Tech, I want to say.
Yeah, I believe so. I believe that
That's kind of
Virginia got upset too by I want to say Richmond. I know, was it Richmond?
no. Richmond beat Kentucky. We was going to that next.
Virginia beat. I mean, who beat
I
Virginia?
mean, hey, Google is my best friend. Hold up.
No one. I know Virginia got upset.
Yeah, because they dropped. Who did they lose to? Let me see. They lost to Virginia Tech. So who did Nova lose to?
No. Villanova lost to Virginia Tech.
Oh, I'm reading it wrong. Who did Virginia lose? Let's go to this. Was it? No, it wasn't UConn. Who did they lose to?
And I'm trying to figure out. I remember.
Or was it UConn?
I remember watching the game, and I remember he missed it. What is that team? Is that Towson?
Oh, there go Tomas right there. Schedule. Where is schedule? There it is.
No way. I'm gonna be intrigued to see who this was. No, they beat Towson.
San Fran. That's who it was. Right.
Who is that?
Right.
What? I was never gonna guess
Crazy,
that.
bro.
I was never gonna guess that.
Right. And not even like a power. Oh man. Virginia Tech slides into the top 25 after beating Villanova, which is good for them. Texas Tech drops to 17. I would have to see who they lost to. Texas moves up to 17.
Brown is looking.
They're tied at 17. Okay, that's rare. Richmond moves to 19 after upsetting Kentucky. Now, when I say this, I really don't.
5 stars and you lose it like that.
Listen, bro. You got to think these are still 17, 18-year-old kids. I don't care if they're 5 stars. You're playing 21, 22-year-old kids. Man,
half those kids gonna go top 10 in the draft.
That's all potential. You have to remember these are still grown men playing against, I'm not going to say little boys, but boys. You have to remember they are 17, 18.
I don't know anyone on Richmond that's going to be a top 10 pick next year.
Because they're old. That's why. And you got to remember Kentucky has like 10 new players. They have 7 recruits and 3 transfers.
That's true.
I'm not giving them the benefit. I guess I could say I am giving them the benefit of the doubt, but I'm not making excuses for them, but it's just the facts. And they have a hard schedule. I mean,
yeah.
Richmond ain't nothing. Well, they are good, but let me see their schedule because they got Kansas, which is probably gonna be the game of the year so far tomorrow. Which I hope. Oh, I was trying to slide to that game. That game was gonna be crazy. Let me see their schedule. Oh, that's SEC Sport. Golly, can I get to? Let's see. Oh, I did it again. Yeah, they got straight Power 5s for the next like 4 or 5 games before they start conference play.
Georgia Tech, Notre Dame, UCLA.
Yeah, then they start conference play. So they'll probably be like, depends on how they play tomorrow. They can probably go in the conference play at like, because I don't know how I feel about Kansas beating Kentucky. I don't know how I feel about Kentucky beating Kansas.
It'll be Georgia Tech, Notre Dame, UCLA, and Louisville. And I mean, I think they'll start getting like, a little pushback when they start getting towards, start playing Florida, Alabama.
Right, because they're going to be good. So I'll give them 1, 2, 3, 4. One of them they're going to lose. I'll give them South Carolina, they're going to lose. And then Mississippi State, they'll be straight. Vanderbilt, all them, their hardest team in the SEC to play is probably going to be Florida or Auburn. If speaking of Auburn,
Sharif Cooper.
Sharif Cooper, that's a major thing. I'm gonna explain it because a lot of people might not know, but he has not been to practice. According to reports, let me say allegedly, he has not been to practice in weeks. He is thinking about the idea of going to the G League. No, I mean not, or G League or overseas, one of the other. So that's huge.
That's a
Because
college A4B. Listen, I college A4B, bro.
right, right, he didn't even care. That's crazy. Because I've seen it. I'm like,
Yeah,
no, that's
for me. That's hilarious.
wait. Let's see.
Man,
Oh, because they're what are they? They're not gonna be able to play in the tournament this year because of some sanctions. That's why.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh no, he might be ineligible. Ooh. Okay, that's why. Yeah, because they have a self-imposed postseason ban for sure. This is a difficult decision, but it's the right decision. I hate it for. Yeah, but they're smart because they knew NCAA would have did them 10 times worse.
Yep, do it ourselves.
He said, "Yeah, let's go and take this L right quick." Nothing. Florida State didn't even play the game yet. I didn't even know that. Nothing else too surprising besides, well, not surprising, but too crazy.
Josh Christopher is looking pretty good over there.
Yeah, they got the best point guard in the country, and Remy Martin. Yeah. They should be straight. And then you still got Marvin Bagley's brother, Marcus. Yep. He's cold. So
and they got the JUCO boy. What's his name? Number 11. I forgot his name. I know they got the JUCO boy. We watched him.
Who do you play for?
I don't remember. I know he's number 11. That's all I know. I don't remember. I can't really put it together.
If you've seen his name, would you remember it? Because I'm about to just pull up the roster. All right, but
sure.
But no, Arizona State's probably gonna win the Pac-12, in my opinion. Their team, they have everything.
Alonzo Verge. Yeah.
Oh, Hounds. That's Moberly.
Yeah, Alonzo Verge.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah, he was looking pretty good too.
So out of all since we came from JUCOs, who do you think is gonna have the biggest impact on their team coming from a JUCO in this upcoming year? JUCO.
I want to go on my dog Tyon.
He don't get a lot. That's the thing I told him, like, after the game, like, he didn't get that many shots. Like, his first game, he took 2.
Yeah, but
the second game,
he took 5. I think it's going to gradually.
Yeah, it's only going to take one game. It's only going to take one game for him to be straight. That's what I told him. I was like, and then after the game, I was like, bro, you got to remember, that's a good team. That's a crazy team. Let me see. Oh, yeah, here goes some. That's the dude. Keon Ellis, I think he played for.
From Florida State.
So, yeah. They haven't played a game yet, though.
I think he'll be good. But the only problem Florida State has a lot of guys. They got Scotty Barnes. They got a lot of people. So it's going to be kind of tough to get burned over there, but we should see how he does.
No, he should be straight.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is the one from Florida Southwest, Kadarian Johnson. I don't know who that is. No.
Yeah.
Let me see who he played at. Dang. I spelled his name all types of wrong. Oh, that's not what I was looking for. Let me see. Yeah, but I definitely spelled his name wrong. But yeah, so who you got based off this first week? Who you got winning I don't want to go based off 1 week, but we're just gonna go so far. Who you got winning national championship?
I really feel like a lot of people should look out for Baylor. Baylor was really good last year. Obviously before everything kind of got canceled, and I think they returned. They have a really good point guard. Their point guard's really good.
Is it Butler? Jared Butler?
Jared Butler.
He is shifty.
I think they returned most of their team too, so I think they're a really good team to look out for. And I think they're really going to get challenged a lot in the Big 12, with teams like Kansas and all the other teams. But I would go Baylor. That's just me. I'd go Baylor.
To win it. Ooh, that's tough.
I think Baylor has a really good.
I'm gonna go. I'll probably go. If Illinois stays healthy, I can see them upsetting some people and winning it. Duke is gonna be Duke.
The only problem with Illinois is they're too small. They start like 3-4 guards.
Yeah, but nowadays that works sometimes. You never know. But when you get to teams like Iowa, that ain't gonna work.
Yeah,
that ain't gonna work because you gotta stop Garza. You gotta stop him. Yeah. But I mean, I'm rooting for KU obviously because my dog Tyon. But I think realistically, it's probably gonna be Zaga, or I'll go Zaga for realistically.
Yeah.
Or the way North Carolina been playing, they might be all right. I'm gonna have to see a couple more games, but we're gonna see. I think that's pretty much it, bro. We went through everything. That's it.
Hey man, well, I appreciate you letting me come on to your show. Y'all have to check out Highly Anticipated when y'all get the chance, man. Check out my boy too, Athlete Talk. It's a great show. Appreciate you having me on for real, my G.
I appreciate you being here, bro. You had to fill in for my host. He was busy with a couple assignments, so he couldn't tune in today. But yeah, like I told you, I appreciate you. Y'all go make sure y'all check out his IG and stuff. I'll get that link down below for sure, and his regular IG too. So this was episode 7 of T. Like I said earlier, T and J, since Tyler ain't here, but
appreciate that.
7th episode of TNT, man. Y'all have a good day. We out.
Peace out.